the Batman or Batgirl, and the Joker. Two great-looking watches, two great-looking colorways from two different companies. We have the Pagani Design Batman or Batgirl and the Tandorio Joker, both with Jubilee bracelets. And what I'm going to do today is a 12-round battle between the two. Not a heavyweight battle because these are Chinese homages, so this is a super lightweight battle between these two watches. Stick around and we'll go through them round by round. So we're going to score each round on the traditional 10-point must system of boxing. The 12 rounds are glass, dial, the hands and markers, bezel, case and crown, the case back, case links, bracelet, clasp, the movement, loom, and the 12th and final round, the overall look. So let's get started with the tail of the tape. First up is the Pagani Design Batman. The dimensions are 41 millimeter case, 13 millimeters thick, 51 millimeter lug width, but 47.5 millimeters between the lugs. And it's 143 grams. Next up is the Tandorio Joker. This also has a 41 millimeter case, but a little bit thicker at 13.5 millimeters, a 52.5 millimeter lug width, but the same 47.5 millimeter lug to lug. I'll get to the difference on that later. And it's slightly heavier at 147 grams. As for the materials, the Pagani Design is 316L stainless steel all around. However, the Tandorio Joker claims they use 904L stainless steel on the bracelet and the clasp. Now, 904L is supposed to be a higher quality steel. It's supposed to give you a higher polish, a higher finish. But personally, I really can't see a difference between the two of them. They both look almost identical to me. So let's get started with round one, the glass. The Pagani Design uses a sapphire crystal. Under these lights, you can see a bit of reflection, but you still get beautiful clarity going down to the dial. The Cyclops is also made of sapphire, so good on that. The Tandorio also has a sapphire crystal. Again, I'm not so sure about any anti-reflective coating because under these lights you can see a bit of a reflection. And just like the Pagani Design, this also does have a sapphire Cyclops. So this round, I'm scoring even at 10-10. Round two, the dial. You have a rich black dial, applied indices all around, minute chapter ring, good looking dial. The only thing is it's a little busy with the Pagani Design logo along with the text below the 12 o'clock. You've also got a lot of text above the 6 o'clock. Still, it follows the tradition, looks good. The Joker, I was able to purchase this watch without the logo applied to it, so you have a much cleaner face to it. You still have some text above the 6 o'clock. You have the same applied indices and a minute chapter ring all around. I give this round to the Joker, 10 points to the Joker, 9 points to the Batman. Round number three, the hands and markers. You have the same Mercedes-style hands on both watches. You have the same applied markers on both watches. However, you'll see here on the Batman, you have the blue GMT hand versus the purple GMT hand on the Joker, and the blue GMT hand is just easier to pick up on the Batman than it is on the Joker. So while it's close, I'm going to give this round to the Batman 10 points, 9 points to the Joker, just on the color of the GMT hand kind of getting lost in the background on the Joker. Now, before I move on to round four, the bezel, I would like to show you what I'm currently wearing, and this here is the Steel Dive SD 1993 Pepsi. More on this watch later. It may have a cameo appearance in one of the rounds. Round number four, we have the bezel. Here on the Batman, we have that beautiful black and blue ceramic bezel, not aluminum. Easy to read markers. However, the bezel doesn't have a whole lot of resistance to it. There is some back play, just a little on the loose side for me, especially compared to my other GMTs and dive watches. On the Joker, you have your traditional black and beautiful purple bezel, also made of ceramic. However, this bezel has much more resistance, has a much better feel to it, even sounds better. So in terms of bezels, I'm going to score this round 10 points for the Joker, 9 points for the Batman. Round number five, the case and the crown. You have a beautiful, high-polished case, a signed crown. The crown you'll see a little bit later is a little bit larger than the one on the Joker, and I actually like that. Overall, it's what you'll commonly find in these Chinese GMT and dive style watches. For the Joker, also a beautiful, clean, high-polished case, as you can see. But you get an unsigned crown, and that crown is slightly smaller, giving you a little bit less grip than what you would get on the Batman. So in this round, I scored 10 points for the Batman, 9 points for the Joker. Round 6. The Batman gives you an exhibition-style case back. It's made of a mineral crystal, not sapphire, but as you can see, you do have a decorated rotor on the Batman. As for the Joker, you also get an exhibition-style case back, also made of mineral crystal, not sapphire, but as you can see here, it's not as decorative as you would find in the Batman. So in this round, I give another 10 points to the Batman, while I give 9 points to the Joker. We're into round number 7, the second half of the fight. And in the 7th round, we have the case links. And what you could see here, the case links on the Batman or the Pagani design watch varies from all the other Chinese watch brands that I own. And I'm going to show you that in a minute when you see the Joker. You could see here that it's a 5-link Jubilee bracelet, and the case link also sports that same 5-link style. As I mentioned before in the tail of the tape, this one measures out at 51 millimeters, while the Joker measures at 52.5. And here you can see the different case link on the Joker, where it's just more of a traditional case link with 2 male links bringing it down, and again giving you a slightly larger lug to lug at 52.5 millimeters. And here you can see them side by side. So again, I'm going to score this round 10 points to the Batman and 9 points to the Joker on the case links. Round number 8, the bracelet. The Batman has a 20 millimeter style Jubilee bracelet that tapers down to 16 millimeters at the clasp. Very beautiful design. Uses screw pin links, so it's very easy to size this watch for your wrist. The Joker also has a 20 millimeter Jubilee style bracelet that tapers down to 16 millimeter at the clasp. This also uses screw pin links for sizing. However, as I mentioned before, this uses a 904L stainless steel, where the Batman uses a 316L stainless steel. But I'm not going to penalize the Batman for having a different type of steel because, in my opinion, I can't see a difference. So I'm scoring this round a tie, 10 points to the Batman, 10 points to the Joker. Round number 9, we have the clasp. And the Batman sports a Pagani design signed clasp. The bracelet does come down to 16 millimeters, but the clasp is at 18 millimeters. Nice milled scissors. You have a couple positions of micro adjust, and that's about it. Still a common style clasp as you would expect from this type of watch. The Joker also has a polished and brushed clasp, milled scissor style clasp, but in this round, this is where the Joker scores a knockdown, because with the Joker, you get on the fly micro adjust. Not something that you'll see in the Batman. So I score this round 10 points to the Joker, 8 points to the Batman for that knockdown. Round number 10, the movement. The Batman runs a Chinese pearl movement, while the Joker runs your more traditional NH34 GMT movement. This should be pretty much a no-brainer, right? Well, not so fast. When I ran these two watches on the time grapher, the pearl movement of the Batman was clocking in at 0 to plus 2 seconds with an amplitude above 300 and a beat error of just 0.1, where the NH34 that you find in the Joker was running at about plus 19 seconds, very much within specs, but not as good as the Batman, at an amplitude under 270, but also a 0.1 beat error. So in this round, even though it's supposed to be running the inferior pearl movement, I scored 10 points for the Batman, 9 points for the Joker on the movement. Round number 11, the Lume. Now, while I pitted these two watches against each other, for comparison, I also included the Steel Dive Pepsi just to see how it compared between the other two. And as you can see here, the Steel Dive Pepsi easily blows these two watches away. When I was charging the watches with a UV light, I was going from left to right, so in all fairness, maybe I didn't give the Joker all the way to the right as much of a charge as I did to the watches on the left. But these both, in comparison to the Steel Dive, are pretty poor. The bezel doesn't light up. I'm giving both of these two a 2-point deduction for low blows. Point deduction number 1, because neither one of these two have a lumed bezel like the Steel Dive does, and another point deducted for the simple fact that the lume just doesn't hold up anywhere near as good as the Steel Dive. So 8 points for both for the Batman and the Joker in round number 11 for the lume. And finally, round number 12, the overall look of the watch. Looking at the Batman, from head to toe, it is a beautiful watch. The classic Batman-style colors with the black and the blue ceramic bezel, the beautiful black dial with the applied indices, the Jubilee bracelet that tapers down. It's just a beautiful watch, and I'm really happy to have it in my collection. Compared to the Joker, you also have those classic colors with the black and the purple ceramic bezel, the same deep black dial with the applied indices, and you have that gorgeous Jubilee bracelet that tapers down to an unsigned clasp that does have micro adjust. So when comparing these two watches and their overall looks, I have to give it to the Joker simply because it's just a cleaner looking watch. Had the Pagani design maybe not had its logo and so much print on it and just given a cleaner look like you see here with the Joker, I might have favored it more. But in this round, I give 10 points to the Joker just because it's a cleaner style, 9 points to the Batman because it was basically just one signature away on the case from being an Invicta. So this fight went the distance, and who wins? Well, adding up the scores, the Batman scored a total of 113, where the Joker scored a total of 113. So it is a draw. Which one would you choose? It's hard for me to choose between the two. I really like the Joker. I added this watch to my collection first. I brought the Batman on just recently. However, I do like the Batman. Had this Batman maybe not had, like I said, the Pagani design text all over it, I probably would have leaned more towards this one here, but I can't choose between the two. I love them both, and I wear them both for different reasons. Tell me which one you would choose in the comments below. If you like this video, please take a second to like and subscribe, and thanks very much for watching.